Our journey north up the WA coast continues, and we are so excited to be finally getting into the Ningaloo coast. We're heading in the northern entrance to Warroora Station, which is going to take us along about 12.5 k's of dirt road to reach our campsite. We've heard really good things and we can't wait to get in there and spend a few days exploring the area. Learn from my mistakes and air down as soon as you leave the blacktop. I thought the road didn't look too bad, but it didn't take long before it deteriorated. Time to air down. I think that road is putrid. One of the questions I get asked most is what tyre pressures do we run? On corrugated roads like this, I tend to just go half of my road pressures.
In between airing down and trying not to swallow the flies, we did a walk around of the 76 to check for anything that may have rattled loose over the corrugations and noticed that one of our Baja headlights needed tightening. After 3 years on the road, we've learned that you can never underestimate the relentless pounding of corrugations on your setup, and it is worth fixing as soon as possible. Our journey starts as we make our way into the heart of Warroora Station, to the 14-mile campground that fringes the heritage-listed Ningaloo coast. The station is a family-run, 250,000-acre working pastoral station that has over 50 kilometres of coastline frontage to the Indian Ocean that backs on to the World Heritage-listed Ningaloo Reef.
There she is, darling.
The coast, haven't seen it for a little bit.
There are 12 campsites on the property, with 11 of them being managed by national parks and the last one being the Homestead Campground, which is managed by the station. As we made our way into the campsite, we were preparing for the worst. We expected it to be soft, sandy, and to have to dig ourselves out numerous times based on our previous experience with the Ningaloo coast. However, we were pleasantly surprised to find that the track was in amazing condition and it was really easy to get our setup in and on our campsite. We first fell in love with the Ningaloo coast 3 years ago when we first dipped our toes into its turquoise waters, put on our snorkels, and dived into its vibrant underwater world. Ever since then, we've been yearning to return to these turquoise tropical waters and red sandy corrugated roads. This time we based our whole travel year around being here in prime season to experience everything the Ningaloo coast could throw at us. This reef is famous for its vibrant marine life, including whale sharks, manta rays, and colourful coral formations. All year we've been waiting with trepidation that something else would come up to postpone our bookings, so it was with bated breath that as we crest that hill and got our first glimpse of the turquoise waters that we took our final exhale and realised we'd finally returned to the place that felt like home. Our hot tip for travel days is to keep dinner quick and simple. Tonight for dinner we're having fish tacos, which takes hardly any time at all, which means Simon and I will be kicking back in our camp chairs, enjoying that sunset sooner rather than later.
Make sure you actually grab the plate.
It's really hard when you're looking through a camera. What's going on now?
Whiting.
Fresh, caught it yourself?
Caught it myself out of the freezer. Couldn't catch a cold, this bloke. Hey, how's he going to catch a fish?
Trying to save your time, in case you're thinking about breaking out the bucket list. Girl, you can skip this funny business, 'cause up there it's complicated and overrated. Down here everything is understated. That's alright by me. I got everything that I need, but there is breakneck, paycheck, rat race. What's next? Tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. Think I'll go back.
It looks fake.
Oh, your hair flowing in the wind is very biblical, darling. If you could just part that sea.
Need some sandals. Someone get me some sandals. That's hectic.
'Cause I'm happy with the simple life. I think I'll go back where I came. Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know.
Lately, we've been really embracing life in the slow lane. Waking up with the sun, long morning walks, coffee dates, spending our time reimagining our next setup, and spending time doing schoolwork with the boys.
Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs.
While the water looked calm and inviting, I wanted to take the opportunity to give the boys a snorkelling refresher and get them familiar with the gear and build their confidence in the water in preparation for the weeks ahead. And let me tell you, it would have been easier to herd cats, but I know that this is the key to unlock the adventures that lay ahead.
How's the lessons going, Liz?
Ah, so good. So relaxing.
Relaxing?
So relaxing.
Bit about the weed.
Oh no, it's alright. It's good though.
Crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground.
But James is a bit like me, who likes to breathe through his nose, and so just fogs everything up instantly.
This water is unreal. It's warm, so much warmer than where we've been down south, and super clear. It's hectic. Pity about this weed though.
Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down.
Guess what? I just saw a baby swordfish.
How big was it?
It only was small.
It's just so magical. Just hanging out with the boys, just getting them used to snorkeling again. Just nice and calm water. It's bloody perfect. That way when we do go into the reef, which I was sort of hoping there'd be more reef here, but it's about 1.5 kilometres out from the campsite. So, we don't have kayaks or paddleboards or boats or anything like that. So it's a bit inaccessible to us at the moment, but Five Fingers is just a short drive away. So we're going to go check that out. But this is awesome practice. Early morning, no waves, nice and calm. Perfect. Perfect conditions for getting acclimatised to snorkeling again.
This morning's mission is to head into Coral Bay from 14 Mile. There is a four-wheel drive track that we're going to take to get in there, and we're hopefully going to see Simon's mum. She's doing a locum as the GP down in Exmouth at the moment, so it'll be so nice to go hang out with her for the day and hopefully go find a snorkel spot. So that'll be nice. That's the plan. It's a bit of a mission. We had to move sites this morning and everything, so I'm just keen to hit that water and just cool off, because it's just a little bit when you have to pack all the snacks and all the stuff and make sure you got all the gear you need for snorkeling with 2 kids, all the food for the day. So let's go.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bugger having to change sites. It's I guess the downside to having campsites like this that are both popular and you have to book a specific site. So we could only get 3 days on one site and then 3 days on the other site were the only bookings we could get when we booked a few weeks back. The campsites we got coming up though, for the rest of Ningaloo, we booked the full 6 months out. So 6 months is the longest period of time you can book ahead for. And so we did that for all those ones, knowing that they were going to be really popular, which means getting up at midnight WA time, which if you're like us and on the East Coast, means getting up at 3 in the morning during summer. So that was, that was an interesting time, but worth it to get these campsites. Unfortunately, it's pretty much the only way you can get a good block of time on a decent site is to do the old early morning wake up. We are going to be doing a series of campground tours and sort of campground guides for a lot of these popular campsites through Ningaloo here that are difficult to book, to give you guys the best idea of what to expect when you get here, but also which sites might suit what you're after. So we're going to be doing that as a separate video that'll be coming out later this week will be the guide to 14 Mile, and then we'll be doing one for South Lefroy, North Lefroy, Windabandy, and then all the Cape Range National Park campsites up near Exmouth as well. So we thought that might be a bit of help for a lot of people out there. I know we struggled a lot to try and find the information for which sites to book and which campsites we might want to spend time in. Yeah, so they're going to be just a separate little series of videos that we're going to do for the Ningaloo coast. If that's something you'd like to see us do more of, let us know in the comments on those videos, and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. You can click on this little thing down here. I know a lot of you watch our videos on TV, not on your phone or on a tablet or anything. So you can click this little QR, scan that QR code if you're on a TV, and that'll take you straight to our page where you can subscribe to our channel, which we'd really appreciate. It's completely free for you, but really does help us out. Liz has just ducked over. There's a lady, or someone, I shouldn't assume it's a lady, offering haircuts at a caravan nearby. So she's just going to suss it out. What's the deal, Liz?
So there's a sign there that just says 20 bucks haircuts, pop your name on the sheet. So I've just booked us all in for tomorrow afternoon. I couldn't actually find the person, she's probably out swimming, so looks like tomorrow afternoon I get a haircut. It is so hard to organise this stuff on the road. You have to know where you're going to be almost a week and a half in advance, and to try and then get 4 appointments back to back is near on impossible. So fingers crossed this all works out. 3 o'clock tomorrow, fresh cuts, fresh locks. That'd be nice.
All right, we're going to make our way and see what we can find on our way up to Coral Bay. Well, there's nothing particularly difficult about the track. It's just a windy, sandy track, but it is pretty heavily corrugated, and it's the sort of corrugations you can't really go quick enough to get up on top of them and float over them, because it's pretty windy and bumpy as well. So yeah, not the most pleasant drive, but it's a fun little shortcut nonetheless. Probably take us longer, but it's a shortcut, yeah? Still counts. It is shorter by distance, maybe not by time.
Supermarket, the shopping mall.
The shopping centre, everything in one. There's about, there's probably, I don't know, half a dozen specialty shops or something in there. And the Food Works, which is the only supermarket in Coral Bay. There's not much to Coral Bay, apart from a couple of caravan parks. But it's got a very, very touristy, very holiday vibe. I think Coral Bay is one of those places where a lot of people really love it here, and we can see why. And if you're happy to stay in a caravan park, this is a good option. It's quite expensive here though, from what I remember. And there's a little bit to do in Coral Bay itself, but it's also more about what's in the area. We're going to go and check out some of it today. But last time we were here, we checked out the shark nursery, which is pretty cool. This time we're going to go and try and find a good snorkeling spot where we've heard there's a good chance we'll see some turtles, which will be really cool. And we're also meeting my mum here, which is cool. So we're going to meet up with mum and spend the day with her, with the kids, which is nice.
Reef in Coral Bay, Western Australia is about 4.5 kilometres south of town. You need a good sense of adventure and a 4-wheel drive to get there, but it offers arguably the best snorkelling in Coral Bay.
Well, here we are. We made it. Five Fingers Reef, bumpy old sandy track in, but nothing too technical. Just got to air down. We've just stayed down at 20 psi from right back when we dragged the van into 14 miles. So
nothing but efficient.
Nothing but efficient. That's right. So that worked for the four-wheel drive track to get here and to come out here to Five Fingers. We're going to jump in the water, have a bit of a snorkel, have a bit of a look around. Let's go and see what we can find underwater, because that's what we're here for. And then we'll go back into Coral Bay for a look around in there.
Yeah, James is so excited.
The kids are frothing.
Oh, he's next level excited to go snorkeling with the fishies.
We better get going because they're here waiting for us. So we'll go jump in the water and we'll take you with us and see what we can find underwater.
Let's go. Five Fingers Reef is a fantastic snorkelling spot with easy access from the shore for the kids. The name comes from the 5 sections of reef that line up next to each other with plenty of aquatic life surrounding them. It's been years since Simon and I were able to go snorkelling together, as we've previously had to play tag with the kids. To be able to share this incredible underwater world with our kids and see their joy and excitement over swimming with turtles and stingrays is just something else entirely. And moments like this make all those sacrifices we made to have this lifestyle absolutely worth it.
And then now, to really live, you gotta die. Breathe in, breathe out. Hey, come alive. Breathe in, breathe out. Look at the colors, colors, colors. Right.
Oh, good morning. What an awesome morning we've just woken up to. Oh, look at that fly on the lens. As soon as I turn the camera on, as soon as we ever turn the camera on, the flies just think the lens is the place to be. Anyway, they're also all over our face. They're not too bad though, and once the wind picks up, they tend to go away later in the day. But yeah, awesome afternoon yesterday. I've just been for a morning swim this morning, and Liz and the kids have been in for a dip. We've just been out for a little swim each morning we've been here. It's bloody perfect for that. Really good spot. Yeah, yesterday at Five Fingers Reef was really good. That's definitely recommend going for the day trip up there. Pretty rough, slow going on the road up there, but nothing too difficult. There is a more difficult four-wheel drive track you can do that shortcuts through to Five Fingers Reef if you don't want to go via Coral Bay, but it's up over a couple of steep sand dunes and it's quite soft, deep sand. So choose your own adventure there. And then we got back to camp last night and got gifted some squid for dinner. So thanks to Dan and Dan, we met those guys at Lucky Bay and they dropped off some squid for us. So we had just squid and salad for dinner, which was really good. Anytime you get fresh seafood for dinner is a good night, I reckon.
Yeah, it tasted so good. Like, just have fresh seafood that's caught like from your backyard onto your plate. It's just incredible.
So the guys have been doing well on the squid. Apparently there's been a fair few people getting a bunch of squid. So I would know nothing about how to get them, but they've been getting them just off kayaks and paddle boards and stuff, just squid jigging out the front apparently. So
yeah, about 70 metres out, Dan said.
Oh, there you go.
Kayak,
pretty close.
With his squid jig. So that's the tip.
There you go. So we're just going to have a chill day around. It's our last day here at 14 Mile today. We are just having a look to see if we can extend, see if we can jag another site for a couple of nights. So we'll see how we go with that.
See.
And if we can get another site, we might do a little bit longer. But yeah, today's our last day here, so we're going to make the most of it. And the weather's perfect. The wind's dropped right out, and the flies aren't too bad, which is good. So yeah, we'll. I don't know what we'll get up to, but let's see what the day brings. We've just had breakfast, had coffee, been for a morning swim.
Yeah.
Not a bad way to start. very chill afternoon in camp. Very chill day overall, actually. We're just having a really lazy family day. Harrison's outside reading a book. Just here playing a bit of chess on my phone with James. Second coffee's an iced one because it's a little bit warmer now. I'll go for a swim later. We just went down and said g'day to our mates. Probably go down there again later, or they might come up here for a few beers as Arvo, but this is what it's all about, I think. Just chilled out, beachfront camping, and go for a swim when you feel like going for a swim, and just hang out. I might do a bit of work, a couple of hours of editing this afternoon if I can drag myself onto the computer. Yeah, it's pretty good. My arm's not quite long enough to fit us both in here, but we'll squeeze in.
Yeah, sorry about that.
We've had a bit of
wondering if we've muffed up.
We've had a bit of a miscalculation in our logistics and planning for travels, and we thought we were just having this conversation. I thought let's turn the camera on and let you guys know in on what's going on. So I guess it's the downsides overall. It's the downsides of having a book campsites and all our Ningaloo stuff we've got coming up, which is going to be, we've got 6 or 7 weeks of bookings up at Ningaloo, all booked in, all dates locked in. So, which is never our preferred way to travel, and it's causing some issues with planning. But then we also had this 14-mile booking, and then there's a week gap between this 14-mile booking of where we are now until our first Ningaloo booking. So originally the plan was going to be leave Carnarvon, come up here for a week, go back to Quabba Blowholes or Red Bluff or somewhere around there, and then go to Carnarvon, stock up, and then go up ready for our Ningaloo bookings.
Because Carnarvon is the closest Woolworths, so once you head up to Exmouth, you've got little IGAs, which are significantly more expensive, and you're not guaranteed to be able to get the stock that you need to be able to do a 7-week restock.
But now we're here, we're sort of like, it's 2.5 hours back to Carnarvon, and we don't really mind missing Quabba Blowholes and that for now. Let's just keep going north, but that means now, well, one, we've got to find somewhere to go camp for a few days.
A couple of rest areas.
Yeah, we're thinking we might try and see if Warroora Station has room for us, things like that. So yeah, it's just a bit of a kerfuffle, and then water's another issue. So there's no water around these parts is hard to come by, which is understandable. Coral Bay has water for 20 cents a litre. Exmouth has it for 5 cents a litre. We're going to be close to out of water by the time we leave here. So we're thinking about using the desal to make water from the seawater here before we leave is an option tomorrow morning. Sorry, my arm's falling off holding this camera.
I'll hold it. Working on my arm.
Yeah.
Full strength.
It's just figuring out the logistics of water and groceries and time and where to camp and all that sort of stuff.
And the other thing we worked out was going to be roughly $200 worth of fuel to backtrack to Carnarvon.
Yeah.
So are the groceries at Exmouth going to be $200 more expensive plus the hassle factor of driving back? Like, it's probably an extra day out of our travels.
Yeah.
It's just annoying. It's just annoying that we didn't really stock up as much as we probably should have when we were there at the time. We just didn't want to have that much extra weight in the van either.
This is the other thinking is we're going to beachfront campsites, we're driving on soft sand with a caravan. We don't want to be any heavier than we have to be, and I also didn't want to just buy all this just in case groceries. I'm kind of regretting that a little bit now, but then you got to sort of trust that you made the best decisions at the time with the information you had at the time. So I think where we're at is we're pretty much at the point where we're just going to go and stock up at Exmouth. Backtracking, I hate at the best of times. Extra couple $100 in fuel, extra travel day, all of that. And it's more than just the fuel, because we'd end up probably staying a night in the caravan park there as well while we're restocking everything. Anyway, it's just all a bit too much, too expensive, and I'm just going to go to Exmouth and just wear the cost, I think. Anyway, we're going to get some work done, and we might even run the desal in the morning, I think, and make some water before we go, because the more we make, the less we got to buy, or we might not have to buy any at Coral Bay then, and just get the cheap water that's at Exmouth.
It's the sunrise, mate. It's coming up. Look, it's just coming
up. Morning. It's our last one, unfortunately. It's time to pack up and get going. I hate pack up days. There's stuff everywhere. Anyway, are you let us know in the comments, are you a pack up the night before or pack up the morning you're leaving type person, or a bit of both? Because I reckon there's two different types of people, eh?
Yeah, we're definitely leave it to the very last minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which might be why, like most days when we're leaving a campsite, we don't leave until midday. But yeah, it's been a cool stay here at 14 Mile. The kids ran around last night catching some crabs on the beach with some of their mates and just chilling out, and maybe had one or two too many beers with some people. We've decided we're not going back to Carnarvon. We'll keep heading towards Exmouth. We still don't know exactly where we're going or what we're doing or where we're staying. But yeah, that'll all fall into place. It generally does, or we always find somewhere. But yeah, we're going to head out of here today and start heading towards Exmouth. So yeah, looking forward to more Ningaloo stays. Yeah,
what did you think of this one?
Yeah, there's probably not as much snorkelling at camp as I thought there was going to be. I didn't really do much research, to be fair. It'd be a really good spot if you had something to get out on the water, a paddleboard.
Yeah, if you had a boat,
kayak,
it would be magic.
Anything like that, yeah. It's a beautiful spot and great, easy access, really easy access beachfront camping. I would say if you want to have a crack at beachfront camping without the stress of soft sand and getting bogged and stuff, this is the place to come. It's, apart from the sort of rough corrugated road in, which is relatively short, I think it's about 20 or 30 k's in, then once you get here, navigating around the campsite's pretty easy. So if you want to know more about where to camp and what to do, we've got another video coming up on the channel, which is going to be one of our campground guides. So just a guide to 14 Mile, what's here, how to get here, which sites we like out of all the sites that are here, and how to book, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, what to expect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a new thing for our channel, but it's information that's really hard to find. Is what is a campsite like? What does it look like? What kind of, am I going to be able to get there with my setup?
Yeah, that's right.
And especially for these ones, you have to book them so far out in advance, and you don't really know what you're in for.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what we're up to.
But yeah, that's it for 14 Mile. We're going to pack up and hit the road and see where we end up.
See you next Sunday.
See you next Sunday. Okay, so we've had a couple of microphone issues, so this is a bit of a microphone test, but I'm just going to go down and re-record the ocean sounds that I recorded this morning that didn't work.
There is a 14. There is a 14. What are you cleaning?
This is the other downside to flies, is that they, well, I think it's poo. I don't know what it is. What is it? There's brown stuff that flies leave everywhere. Don't sort of make, you're gradually pointing up as your arm gets tired.
You look really handsome when you
Out of reach for the city lights. This ain't where I belong.